Hi everybody, it's Pamela Cushman. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've been thinking a lot about my life lately, and I guess most of us do that. We often rehash things that we've done, things that we wish we would have done, and things that we hope for the future. Not often do we think about our life right now, right here in the minute. Mindfulness is something that's been my savior. I love to meditate. I've spent nearly a decade doing so nearly every day. Yet ever since my son's disappearance and death, I haven't felt like it. I sit down and it doesn't feel right, and I can't make myself do it. Several times I have done it, and I'm very successful, kind of that fake it till you make it. Yet many days, and this is one of them, meditating just sounds like too much work for me. Now, I know some people may not like to hear me saying this, but it's true. Depending on where you are emotionally and if depression is something that you feel in your life, certain things that you normally do just don't appeal to you anymore. So if you're in that boat and you have something that you used to love to do that you're just not up to doing, please stop judging yourself. Let go of the expectation. That was you then. Today you are much different. You're evolved. So it's important that we give our mind and body a break. We sleep. That's great. If you're not sleeping, you might want to consider some other options, naps. The other thing that I really enjoy is doing yoga. Again, depression, sadness, feels like I'm stuck in the mud, don't know where to go next, and who am I? Feelings have stopped me from doing that as well. Now, I'm not saying I've completely quit all of these things. It's just that it's not a daily habit like it used to be. And I want to talk to you about some comments that have been made to me. And that is basically, why can't you just get over it? You know, it's gone, it's over, it's yesterday. And I even had someone say to me, well, Pamela, you talk about mindfulness all the time. Why don't you just stay in the present and not think about it? Well, when it comes to something so primal as a child dying, the connection really does feel like a nerve has been severed. It's like I have a body part that's missing. Yes, I have 3 other children, but no child is the same, and a mother's love can extend to as many children as she has. So for those that say, why don't you just get over it? I want to say to you, I hope that you never experience this type of pain, that you never have this level of loss. I've lost my mom. She died over 10 years ago. I've lost grandparents. I have seen good friends pass away. Yet there's nothing like this. I don't even know how to explain it to you unless you have experienced it. I can't tell you how his father's feeling. It's not something that we discuss or talk about because he lives far away and has a completely different life than I do. So I'm coming to you from my perspective. And my perspective is that sometimes it's okay to just say it's okay to just be. Pressure on yourself, making to-do lists, all of those things can be helpful. Yet when you're down or you're feeling heavy, honor that. The challenge comes when you allow those repetitive thoughts to continue, and then they grow into some other story. For example, I can think about my son being in the woods. I tell myself this story that he fell, and that's why we can't see him, and he died of hypothermia. Well, I could make that story much bigger by talking about some animal coming along and eating him, and we'll never find him, or that he froze to death and suffered the whole time, and, I could just go on and on, right? But to help me, I have created a story that is a good story for my mind, and then I let it go, because then I cover that story in love, and sometimes I cry, and other times I can feel strong. Today I feel way stronger than I do on most days, and that's why I'm coming to you. I kind of feel like I'm acting bipolar during this grief time, and I'm giggling because it's kind of my shadow laugh. No, it is my shadow laugh. It's embarrassing at some level because I have this expectation of perfection that I am so tired of, so ready to let it go. How do you let it go? That's what I started talking about in the beginning. Self-defeating thoughts. When you have them, there's something that are crying out for your attention. You know when you have them if it makes you feel icky. You know, there's a difference between sadness and feeling icky, for me. So you'll have to identify for yourself. Self-defeating thoughts show up like a repetitive thing for me, like I said, about bears eating my son, or some animal coming along and dragging him, or oh my gosh, maybe someone, foul play was involved, someone pushed him over the ledge, oh my gosh, right? I could go on and on. Then I think about, what kind of mom am I that I allowed, him to go out there and not tell me. Well, I was on a cruise, and I have lots of excuses, right? The thing is that he reached out to me before he went out there, yet I did not return his call. We did text, but I did not return his call. So I carry some of that guilt, although I've worked very hard in the last 3 months to release that. I know that my son is peaceful and that he's in a great place. What I'm talking about today is, for those of us who are alive and are living with guilt and self-doubt and self-defeating thoughts and all of those things, that you take a moment today and just be an observer of yourself. And observe your thoughts and notice if you're beating yourself up. If you're beating yourself up, I recommend that you stop. Just stop. You're not doing yourself any good. Living here is an option. I mean, we all could die if we wanted to. We could kill ourselves, although many people feel that's not an option, but it really is. So if you are alive today, it's your choice. You're breathing, you're alive, you're watching this video, and you want to be alive. Otherwise, you wouldn't be. You would leave Earth, right? So today, be an observer of your thoughts. Notice if you have self-defeating thoughts, and then be willing to do something about them. One of the things that I do is just the awareness stops me in my tracks. And I really do hope that someday I can return to my meditation practice and that I'm excited to connect and do all of those things. But right now I'm not, and I wanted to share this with you. Please let me know how I can support you, because you have made a difference for me.